Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to your favorite podcast, Chiquis and Chill. I am so happy that you're joining me on this week's episode. And for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome to the family. It's no secret that I'm a huge foodie, guys. I love food. I love all kinds of food, which is why I wanted to create a TV show all about food and the people and stories behind the recipes. We're going to talk about the show, about some of my favorite spots, about my relationship with food, and about the future of Foodie on the go as well. So let's get to it. Okay, so a lot of people want to know how and why I came up with this idea of Foodie on the go. Well, first of all, I have my own production company. It's called Busy Bee Productions. And our first production was Chiquis sin Filtro, and it did very, very well. It was on VIX. It was all about my life, the camera's following me. I love to say that it's not a reality show because it's a docu-follow, but if we're being real, it is kind of like a reality show. Although with that show, there was nothing made up, nothing recreated. It was just really following me on my day-to-day, which is super awesome. And now we're greenlit for a second season. So I'm super excited to talk about that, or announce that, should I say. And with Foodie on the Go, it's also under my production company, and it came about because I noticed on TikTok more than anywhere, or actually on Instagram as well. The times that I've cooked, the times that I, post me eating, people like to see me eat. I don't know why, but it gets a lot of attention, and a lot of people start recreating my recipes and stuff. So I thought, okay, I have my own production company. Especially last year, I traveled a lot. So I thought, okay, let me put on my producer hat and take advantage of the situation. It could be Foodie on the go. I'm always on the go. Right when I land in a city, I'm always wondering, what's the best food to eat here? And I go on TikTok and I look on social media. I love going to small businesses. So that's what the show is all about. As I was on the road touring for Diamantes, I'd be there to do a show, and then I'd take the time to go and try some food. So that's how it was born. It was very organic. And I thought, what better? Because I am a true foodie at heart. What better than to have a show about food, about traveling, about knowing people's story more than anything, the story behind the name, the story behind why and how the restaurant started, which is why I wanted to go to family-owned restaurants, because it's also a way to inspire other people that want to open up restaurants, to know how people got started. And I just like connecting. I love talking. I feel like, especially with food brings you together. It unites. It helps you understand other cultures and why they use certain spices. So I'm super passionate about that stuff. And that's why I wanted to put it on a television or on your phone, because it is on Latin Nation. It's on their app. And if you haven't watched it, you guys should go ahead and check it out. There's 6 episodes. And also, we just got the green light for the second season, guys. Anyway, I wanted to talk about it because I think it is important for me that you guys understand why. And just backtracking a little bit, because I did mention quite a few times in regards to us going to restaurants that are family owned, that they're small businesses. Yes, we had the option of doing 5-star restaurants, but I wanted it to be places that maybe a lot of people wouldn't even turn around and look at. Because people, all of us, even subconsciously, we tend to judge a book by its cover, right? And there's one place in particular that I went to in downtown LA. A lot of people either like downtown LA or dislike it completely. And I found this place called Mex Peru Gypsy. And if you look at it from the outside, you're kind of like, oh, they probably don't have good food, or I don't know. I don't know what someone would think, but it's not a 5-star restaurant. But the food is crazy delicious, high quality. Even in their lomo saltado, they use filet mignon. That's like unheard of. It's Mexican food and Peruvian food. And you guys can find out why they named it Gypsy, why they put Gypsy in it, because I wanted to know. I was like, why Gypsy? So anyway, their story was amazing. The food is amazing. The owner was so sweet and so sweet to his employees. And I think that goes a long way. For me, it helped me connect more with him, with his restaurant. I want to go back, not only because it was delicious, but also how wonderful of a person he was and how he treats his employees. I always say this, the way you treat your employees says a lot about your company, about yourself, and everyone that works there has been working there for years, for over a decade. And the chef, guys, he started off as the guy washing the dishes. And now he's the freaking chef. I think that's freaking, if there's not anything else that's more inspiring than that. And see, and that's the thing. That's why I wanted to have the show, to show that side and show the story behind the food and the restaurant and the name. So that's one that really touched my heart because this man was so nice with everyone, so polite. Everyone that came to eat there, because of course I was there for a couple of hours, know him by his first name and they go all the time and he knows their name. It's just, it gives you that I'm at home type of feeling with bomb ass food. So that was my whole thing behind Foodie on the Go, was going to those types of places that someone would even think twice about going into. And if I can help people with their businesses through my production company and this show, why not? You know, and then there are places like, for instance, the place that we went to in Chicago called Volare. It is a more upscale restaurant, but it's family owned, you know, and it's Italian. And I wanted to know how to make the tiramisu. And that's what tripped me out. I thought almost every dessert was baked and the tiramisu is not baked at all. I learned that. You can go watch and see the recipe and try to make it at home. But I learned so much. And also, I learned how to make black risotto, and it's made with octopus ink, which at first I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to want to eat this. But I did, and it was so good. So do not judge a book by its cover. That is the main thing, because I probably wouldn't have given it a second look or thought twice about ordering the risotto because it has octopus ink. I didn't even know what octopus ink was. Like, really, I've never used it in anything that I've cooked. So it took me by surprise that I really enjoyed it. I love seafood. And the chef there was so nice. Massimo was his name. Out of the 6 restaurants, I had only been to one, which was in Miami, Versailles. And it's a place that I love. I always go to when I go to Miami. I have to stop by for sure. Love it. Super authentic Cuban food. And I had never had, that's one thing. I would go in there and have their pollo encebollado or the vaca frita, ropa vieja, like all that, because I love Cuban food. But I had never tried the Cuban sandwich. So I was like, okay, I want to come here and learn to make something that is simple, but I have never tried. And that's what we did. And it was so good. Simple ingredients, guys, but it's how they make it, the detail that makes the biggest difference, and how it's twice baked and everything. It's just, or toasted, so good. But the other 5 restaurants I had never been to. I promise you, out of these 5 restaurants, there's not one dish I didn't like. And I also want to be very honest. So if I do go to a restaurant for the second season and I don't like something, I want to be able to say it, not to make the restaurant look bad, but also just say, oh, it wasn't really like my kind of, like for instance, liver. I don't like liver. I just want to be honest. Dude, I think that's very important. But these restaurants that I went to were freaking so good. Everything. The Peasant's Feast. I had never gone to Solvang, California. It's such a beautiful little town. It's like a little Danish town that we went to. So freaking cute. And that place is a gem. Also, their story was amazing. They opened in the middle of the pandemic. And the way that I found these restaurants was, of course, I have a team that researches everything. I tell them, this is a kind of food that I'm craving, or I've never had this type of food. Can you guys find a restaurant in this city? Or I follow #Foodie on Instagram as well. And you can find a whole lot on there, guys. So that's kind of how I did it. I wanted it to be very authentic and organic, and go and meet these people for the first time and know their stories, except for Versailles, because the owner happens to be my friend. But again, I made a dish and I tried something I had never tried before. And it was a very nice experience. It felt like it was the first time, because I am a little bit of a creature of habit and I know what I like. And when I go to the restaurants, I just want to order the same thing. But with Foodie on the Go, I do want to step outside of the box. I'm not very picky with food. Again, the only thing I probably will never want to eat again in my life is liver. Other than that, I'm pretty open to trying everything. I'm not the type of person to be like, oh no, unless it's something like brains and tongue and intestines and tripas, all it's just not my thing. But if I'm going to go to a restaurant, it's my first time and they're like, you got to try it, I will. Also, another thing that people have been saying as well, and it makes me laugh because, of course, there's always someone that's like, aren't you on this healthy journey? And, you're always talking about working out and detoxing and all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, I try 85% of my life to eat good and be gluten-free and not have so much of this and be excessive. And too much of anything is bad for you guys, or bad for us. I always say this. But with Foodie on the Go, and I've learned in the past few years that it's portion control. I can have anything I want, really. I can have pizza, I can have fries, because there's days, like the other day, like 2 days ago, I was feeling a little down. And my comfort food is French fries. I'm like, I want some McDonald's French fries right now. And I did that. And I didn't feel bad about it. But I don't get the large size. I get the kids meal. I'll get my little kids meal with my 4 chicken nuggets and, my fries. And I'll just eat half of everything and I'll share with other people. Or Emilio and I share. I'm going to satisfy my craving right now. But I don't need to supersize it. I don't need the large size. I can just satisfy this craving and be done with it. When people send me cakes, because they do all the time, or cheesecakes or cookies, I take a bite. I take a few spoonfuls of my dessert when we all order, and then that's it. I'm very good with that. It's all about willpower. It's all about portion control, guys. And that's been the biggest difference for me. And of course, I work out and I drink a lot of water. And Monday through Friday, I do my best to just be really good and follow this lifestyle that I have going because it makes me feel good. But if I go to a restaurant and someone orders something and they have pasta and I'm having, I don't know, a salad, I'll pick a little bit at the pasta, but I won't have the whole thing. Or what I've been getting better with as well is, again, like I said, sharing. Emilio and I have been trying to order one plate and share, and that works for us. And it's been pretty good. Or I take leftovers. I love leftovers now. I didn't before. I would just bring them home and I wouldn't eat them. Now I'm like, okay, if I really like this, I'm taking it home and I'm going to reheat it and I'm going to eat this the next day or later on. So a lot of people have asked me, like, how are you, losing weight or staying consistent with this lifestyle that you have? And this is exactly how. And I always say it on my Instagram as well, or on whenever I'm doing a video. It's all about balance. And I'm practicing that. I'm trying to do that in every aspect of my life, especially with food, because as you guys know, I've shared a lot on the podcast that I've had this weird relationship with food since I could remember. The portion thing has completely changed my life. So this is how I could do Foodie on the Go and still stay, I don't want to say fit because I can't say that I'm like where I want to be or I'm fit or anything, but because I work out, and there's consistency. Consistency is key because I got that question so much when I was on promo, and obviously those interviews are very short, so I couldn't explain it thoroughly like I can here, but balance, okay? Don't deprive yourself. There's no need, unless you're doing a fast, obviously, or you're doing a detox. And just to be clear, this isn't something that happened overnight for me. I have told you guys, I tried trend diets. I tried all kinds of things to lose weight because weight has been an issue in my life, in my family forever. But I think what made the biggest difference for me was really just switching that mindset of diet to a lifestyle, like just choosing to treat my body better because I want to feel better, because I want to have more energy. And as we get older, at least I personally have fallen more in love with my body and saying, okay, I'm not getting any younger. What can I do to take care of my body, this temple that God has given me, so that it can run the best way possible? So it's really just getting to that point and not just doing it to lose weight. Because when you do it just to lose weight and you want that fast fix, it doesn't last long. And I want something that's long lasting. I'm thinking longevity. I'm thinking not just the right now, I'm thinking tomorrow and the next day and how I'm going to feel more than anything. And that's what just really changed for me. Like I have to love myself enough to make better choices, to be able to control. And I love that. I love challenging myself. We've talked about that as well. I love challenging myself. I love knowing that I feel accomplished, that I did it, that I was able to sit at a table and everyone else is having alcohol or having a dessert. And because that day I told myself, I'm not going to have the dessert today because I don't want to, whatever the reason may be. And I love to know that I was able to do it, that I was able to say no, that I was able to control myself. That just, I don't know, I get a high off of that. But that didn't happen until a few years ago where I was like, okay, I really need this to click. Like this needs to be a long-term thing for me. And I think for a long time, when you hear the word diet, you think I'm restricted. And when you feel restricted and you feel you can't do something or you can't have something, you want it even more. So it's switching and just saying, okay, this is a lifestyle change. I really want to feel better. I want to look better, of course. But instead of losing 5 pounds by tomorrow with this lemonade drink or this pill, why not just say, okay, I'm going to give myself this short-term goal of losing these 5 pounds and I'm going to give myself 3 weeks or a month versus wanting it so fast because then you gain those 5 pounds as fast as you lost them and then plus some. Believe me, been there, done that. I did that to my body so much, so unhealthy, guys. This fad diet or, oh, this trend is going on. And I did that and I would lose weight, but I was in a bad mood. I was irritable. I couldn't stand anyone. And I was like, don't talk to me. I don't want to be around food. It was just too much versus making small changes that are long lasting. Anyway, I hope that made sense, but I did want to clarify that because everyone's wondering. They're like, oh my God, Chiquis is going to get fat again. Or some people still call me fat. People could be really mean on the internet, but a lot of them, oh my God, of course, Chiquis, you're going to freaking blow up and this and that. And I'm like, okay, obviously you don't know me. You don't listen to my podcast. You don't know what I'm about. Miss Negative Nancy over here. But for you guys that I love and care about, I will explain it thoroughly because I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from and hopefully it can also help you on your journey of just living a healthier life for a healthier you. And don't get me wrong, there are times and days where I just want to eat whatever I want. And it's usually with Emilio and it's on the weekend or a Friday night. And the good thing is that him and I are on the same frequency right now, on the same wavelength. And we both are going to the gym and wanting to feel and look good. And that helps a lot. But we are both foodies. That's one of the things that connected us. So there are days that we will just order whatever we want, or I'll make something very, very hearty or fried, and I'll enjoy it. I'll enjoy the heck out of it, and I'll eat as much as I want. But then the next day I'm like, okay, today I'm going to eat clean. You have to balance. That's a big thing. Because I'm not saying that I'm perfect and that every day of my life I eat gluten-free and I have no dairy. I do. Sometimes I want a slice of pizza and I'll have it, but I won't have the whole thing or I won't have 2 slices because I love pizza. I love cheese, guys. And I love red meat, but I'm not having as much red meat. But I'm not perfect. And I do allow myself to enjoy. And, going back to the show and going back to my production company, Busy Bee, we are working on shows that I can be behind the cameras 100% because I enjoy being behind the cameras. I feel very comfortable in front of the camera, but I started my career behind the camera and I always had a lot of creative ideas and I helped direct my mom's photo shoots and a lot of her videos. And even for some of my siblings, like it's something that has always come very natural to me is creating, and I have a lot of ideas, but when you're in front of the camera, it's very hard to do both. So we are working on shows and we have so many different things in the works and in the pipeline. Like for instance, we have one that's called The 101 Girls. It's about some Gen Z young ladies. It's a girl group, a girl band, and they sing and they dance and they're super awesome. They're 17, 18. So we have something like that. We also have working on one for other artists, other women in my genre. I can't say the name yet, but to also uplift other women, and not only women, men as well. I want to do a rom-com. So there are a lot of things that we're working on. And I want to start tapping more into the directing side, the producing side, because I really enjoy it. With Chiquis Sin Filtro, there wasn't a lot of producing, but because I was in front of the camera and also behind it, it was very easy in that aspect because there was nothing scripted. It was just, hey, this is my life. I want the cameras here. This is what I'm doing. It was very easy to schedule everything because I was a producer on it, and it worked wonderfully. We did really, really good. So I'm really happy that you guys will be able to see the second season of Chiquis Sin Filtro because there's a lot happening. And I feel like the people here on the podcast know because I tell you guys everything before everyone else. So that's kind of cool. But now you guys are going to have a visual. So look out for that. It's going to be pretty cool. And I don't know when Foodie on the Go season 2 will happen, but the good thing is it's going to happen. It's just finding, I think, the time and figuring out where we're going to go. But we already have the cities. So be excited. I know exactly where I want to go. I don't have the restaurants, but I know the cities that I want to touch. Okay, guys. So that's pretty much it. This episode was twofold. It was supposed to be about my show, Foodie on the Go, but I couldn't help but talk about everything else that has to do with food and my experiences because it was just supposed to be about Foodie on the Go. But with Foodie on the Go also comes so many different things and my relationship with food. And of course, we talk about everything here. So I hope that you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to watch Foodie on the Go and tell all your friends about it. It is on the Latin Nation app, also on LATV and their linear channel. And be excited for season 2 because it's coming very soon, God willing. So thanks for listening. I love you guys, and I'll catch you here on the next episode of Chiquis and Chill. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.